Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Social Work 12 podcast. I'm Taylor and here with Faith. We're doing a solo episode.
Hey.
But
Yes.
first, some housekeeping. I just want to shout out actually two social workers who I think are doing awesome, trying to navigate their career and grow and just network. And I've talked to them via email or video. Stephanie N. and Casey Z. I see you. You're doing great. Keep it up. And yeah, we're rooting for you. Second thing is we're going to start hosting events, you guys. Webinars. Yeah, I'm doing an investing webinar soon. And
Yes.
this is being released in October 2025. So if you're listening to this way past then
Right, right, right,
you've missed that. But
right.
we're going to be doing soon a tech social work
Mhm.
panel offering courses and things, and we're super excited about it. However, we're not going to always be able to share what we're doing on the podcast just because of timing. So I need you to get on the email list if you want to be updated. So there is a link in the show notes to get on the newsletter. And I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for y'all, okay? You can also text social work to
Yes.
33777. Again, text social work to 33777 and you will be added to the list. And last thing, socialwork2wealth.com. There are lots of blog posts, resources. Typically, after we release a podcast episode, there are expanded show notes on the blog. So if you're curious about just additional resources, definitely explore that. So that is the housekeeping. We're going to get
Yes.
into
We've been
this
busy. Taylor's been
episode.
busy. There's so many things. I got this, I got this, I
We
got
got,
this. There's so
yes,
many things to tell you
need,
guys about.
I
So
know, I know.
it's great. It's great.
I know. It's really
Yeah.
exciting. I feel like in the past
So
couple
exciting.
months, our listenership is that a word? I don't even know.
I don't
Our,
know.
our listenership has grown,
I really,
and we're just so excited that there are people who are wanting
yeah.
to, yeah, they want this content, and
Mhm.
we're having fun providing it. And so, also, if
Yeah.
you have ideas about episodes, send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram. Like we love to hear from people about what you want to hear about. So,
Yeah.
anyways, we are
Yes.
doing an episode we've never, like, episode format we've never really done before,
No,
which
we've never done
is
this before.
a
No.
reaction episode.
Hmm.
So, this is what happened.
Tell us what
Here's the
happened, Taylor.
here's the tea. Okay.
Here's the tea.
I'm getting fired up.
Me too.
I'm feeling it. I'm inside. So, okay. I posted on LinkedIn. No, let me back up. Like 2 months ago, I saw a tech mental health company recruiter post on LinkedIn a job for a master's level clinician, $35 an hour.
Mhm.
And I commented on there. I commented on his post and was like, I appreciate the pay transparency, but
Right.
$35 for a master's level clinician is not okay. And
It's not enough.
lots of people came in the comments supporting
Hmm.
me. He totally just like ghosted the post and did not
Yeah,
respond.
didn't. Yeah, he didn't respond at all.
No,
He
he didn't
didn't. I
respond
was
at all.
like, I was just on my phone, like watching it, like, oh, is he gonna say something? Nothing, nothing.
I told him,
So
I know. I showed Brett, my husband, for those who
yeah,
are new. I told him, I was like, I kind of was like a little spicy on LinkedIn, which he's not surprised by, but I
right.
just felt like I needed to call him out about that. So, anyways, a week goes by, and
Hmm.
I just am feeling some sort of way, and so I post on LinkedIn. I will read
Back
it
at
to
it
you.
again on LinkedIn.
Causing issues as I
Causing
do.
drama. Never knew it would be happening on LinkedIn, but y'all, this is where it's going down. If you don't know where to go, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. I know. I
LinkedIn.
know. I said, do not post your job on LinkedIn for a master's level or mental health clinician if the pay is not at least $100,000. I said what I said. Employers, I'm talking to you. Now,
Shit. Shit, Taylor be throwing down. Come at me. Come at me. So what happened? Taylor, what happened when
What
you posted
happened?
that?
So essentially this post in my view went viral on LinkedIn, 2,665 reactions, 246 comments, 129 reposts.
Yeah.
Which
Didn't it show up on Facebook somewhere too?
and it
I'm
showed
just
up on
remembering
Facebook.
this.
I forgot about that.
Somebody
Yeah.
else.
So yeah, I'm at a
Yeah.
conference. I'm at FinCon. It was in Portland, and I was like between sessions, and I open up my phone, and I like click Facebook, and boom, my a screenshot of my post is in a Facebook group, and it was kind of. It
It's
felt
weird.
so weird to be like, oh,
Yeah.
those are my words, but I didn't. What is happening? So, anyways, yeah, someone screenshotted it and just said, yes, love this message. And surprisingly, in both on both platforms, LinkedIn and Facebook, we got some negativity, but also some positivity.
Positive.
So
Yeah, we did.
I'm gonna read some
We
comments.
say we, but really you.
You're like,
I'm
yeah,
this little,
yeah, what she said.
I'm meanwhile on LinkedIn, I have like 40 connections. I'm just like, yeah, Taylor, we. Really just Taylor. Let's be clear. I keep my distance from these
Faith
things.
is a ride or die, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I'm a ride or die. But
okay.
I'm not getting off. I'm not getting out there like that.
So, some positive comments. I love this. Someone said,
Yeah.
for those shook by this, check your bias and stereotypes and quite frankly, sexism. A black female LCSW asking for her worth should be praised, not dismissed. Oof.
Ooh, that gave me chills. I like that.
I'm gonna shout her out. Melissa Leaf. Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Melissa.
Yeah, thanks, Melissa. Melissa was in the comments. She was replying to people, and I
I
actually
saw
messaged her on
that.
the side. I was like,
Good.
thanks for having my back. Thanks for having my back. I really need that.
I see you.
I see you, and I appreciate it. Many LCSWs here earn $50K despite advanced degrees in high stakes work without reform, turnover, and shortages. Without reform, turnover and shortages will continue.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Last one I'll read. Working for vibes doesn't translate to my grocery bill.
Wait, who said that? Shout out.
Christian O.
Christian O. Yes, thank you. Breaking it down real simple. You know when you need a chat GPT summary? Well, that just happened right there. Like, this is what's up.
And last one, thank you for saying this out loud. Too many social workers whisper about pay because we're afraid of being seen as greedy. We need more people normalizing these conversations.
That's what we're doing. That's awesome.
what we're doing. We're normalizing these conversations, right? So, okay. Now some of the negative comments.
I like that. Okay, let's
I know.
turn the page
we're
here.
going in. We're going in. We're going in
Yeah,
on
let's
this.
do it.
As a social worker and an employer, I can assure you that this stance does not consider funding sources, massive changes in commercial insurance reimbursements, and subpar Medicaid reimbursements. Benefits go beyond salary, in my opinion.
Okay.
Someone said, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. ... About
I'm on the fence. Should we be paid more?
should
I
we
don't
be
know.
paid? I know, you
Maybe
guys.
I
I'm
just
gonna.
want to stay here. I'm on the fence.
I
There's
feel
some
like
negatives to making more money for sure. What?
I'm gonna say this right now. Faith and I's pettiness is absolutely gonna be coming out in this episode.
Oh yeah.
It's just for fair warning, okay? But anyways, this person said, I'm on the fence. 100K may be unrealistic depending on location, but 45K is a joke. True. Find a
Okay,
happy
love
medium
that.
with comp and benefits. Okay. This one pissed me off. I mean, a lot of these
Okay.
were annoying, but you think an MSW with no licensure should get the same range as a PhD, ... Medicaid reimbursement rates and insurance panels simply don't support it in a scalable model.
Okay.
So,
We're just
okay,
gonna let that hang there.
you think an
Silence.
MSW with no licensure should get the same range as a PhD. And what I replied to that
Yeah.
person
Ooh, what'd you say?
said, just because PhDs are not getting paid that much does not mean master's level clinicians should not be also paid that much. I'm hoping that if the pay range for MSWs increases, PhD income and salaries would also increase. I told him I don't like this, well, we don't have it, so you shouldn't have it, like mentality. I don't.
That would be like us saying to the P4P group, well, I don't get paid a lot, so therefore interns shouldn't get paid.
Right. Or I didn't get paid as an intern. I didn't get paid as an intern, so you shouldn't get paid as an intern. That's not how we change the That's not how we change anything.
Yeah. No.
So
that perspective doesn't work. It doesn't work. And it's actually really, really, I think, not offensive, but not really open-minded at all. It's pretty closed-minded. Like, well, PhD students don't make this much, and it's very selfish. It's like PhD professionals don't make this much. Not even students don't make this much. So, like, therefore, you shouldn't make that much. I need to make more first because I have more education.
Right.
And it's like, whoa. We're losing the whole message here is that social workers in general, whether you are a bachelor's level, a master's level, a PhD level, y'all need to make more money.
Period.
Everybody needs to make more money, period. And we can't be like sectioning ourselves off into these different groups and say, when I get mine, then you can get yours. Like, I don't like that at all. I don't like that. And maybe that's not what they were implying or saying, but like, that just rubs me the wrong way.
It totally does. Yeah. I'm pausing because I'm just kind of like scrolling through some of these comments, and they just feel really, they just are negative, you know, and someone had posted, you know, replied to, I think, his comment and had said, you know, this post just seems sensationalist, you know, and
that your post was sensationalist.
Just trying to drive, commentary conversation, which I was trying to like start a conversation. I also honestly I didn't even have any, I was just pissed. I didn't even have any like agenda, and I think I recognize that just because I posted that on LinkedIn doesn't mean that all of a sudden this, you know, no one's gonna post their job for under $100,000 for a master's level clinician. But the point is, we need to be talking about that. That is what we should be demanding, expecting from employers, and that it's okay for us to want that money and to not feel greedy, you know, because we want to make more.
Yeah, we're serious about this, everybody. We're not just going to not say stuff because it makes people uncomfortable. We're serious about this. We're not just like getting on a podcast and talking, you know,
like we're just not just having fun. Like, I mean, we're not
just having fun.
We're having fun, but we also have an agenda, and we have a goal. We have a mission.
Yes, we're not kidding. You said what you said because you mean what you said and because you want what you said. And I think the only way you get change is by pushing into the uncomfortable, right? You have to get uncomfortable. Like, so I think the reason you said that, obviously you kind of spoke to why that is, but also like, it's because we're serious. We want to see change here, and somebody's got to say it.
Somebody's got to say it. Like,
why not us?
Yeah. We're the ones that are, you know, moving this conversation forward about social workers and money. And we need to continue to be having these conversations over and over again, because we're
trying to change these mindsets and change this idea that social workers should only make $50,000. $50,000 is nothing.
It's nothing.
No one can live off of that.
Yeah, and I remember you saying that $100,000 now, I mean, I know for a lot of people, maybe depending on where you live, lower cost of living, that would be a ton of money. And in other places, $100,000 is like $60K.
Yeah, I looked it up. I looked it up. I looked up the difference. So my dad worked as a mailman for 40 years of his life, and he made around $60,000 like in the 1990s, which is equivalent today to $148,000.
Wow.
$60,000 in 1990 is equivalent to $148,000. On that salary, this is a little bit of a personal thing. My dad worked, my mom did not work. My dad could take care of us on that salary.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore.
No.
That doesn't exist anymore. I'm not making, these numbers. Yeah. So we need to really, when we say, oh, you really think a master's level social worker should make more than a PhD? No, we're not saying that. We're saying PhDs should make more. Masters should make more. Bachelors should make more. Everyone should be elevated. Mm-hmm. Everybody should be elevated. And we're targeting the master's level because that's where, we are at personally.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we're at.
That's our experience.
But also, yeah, I don't know. I think it should be across the board, right? We both think it should be across the board. So, yeah. Those are the numbers, though. Those are the numbers.
Yeah. And Faith pulled some other great numbers about the workforce. Yes. And let's get into that.
Yeah. So, I feel like in some of those negative comments, it was like, let's be realistic. Because what you're saying isn't realistic, or like insurance isn't going to be able to reimburse so that somebody can make that much money, or a lot of like this isn't realistic.
Not realistic for small private practices. 100K might be unrealistic depending on like unrealistic.
Like we're just like pie in the sky. Like okay, maybe okay. So. One of the things that bothers me is like you and I are not pulling from this business model that they're all talking about.
Right.
Where I think somebody said, I don't know if somebody said this, but I was thinking about it more. And it was like, you need to be realistic. That's not how businesses work. That's not how, things work nowadays. And I'm like, we're not trying to operate out of that. We're trying to operate
the nowadays, the past days is what we're talking about. Like, this shit don't work. We need something new.
Exactly. We're not doing it that way on purpose. Like, that's the whole point. It's like, I don't want to use your business model.
I don't want to use the current model. Like, let's maybe have, I don't know, some vision or some just like creative thinking about like what's possible, what could be different.
What's possible. Right, exactly. And so that's my first thing is like, I'm not you're right. This doesn't apply to your business model because that's not what we're going for. So that's not
this is a new model model where insurance companies reimburse at the rate that they should and all of the things. Yeah.
Exactly. So the first thing I'll just say is like, I don't also subscribe to this like, well, it doesn't seem realistic. So like, oh, well, you and I and every other social worker that like, let's just go home. Like, no, like, I don't know what you did for your master's or where you were in your master's program, but I learned that we work towards systemic change and we overcome oppression and exploitation and we call it out when we see it. Yeah. And that includes our own profession. And so, I don't know, I'm just kind of doing what I was taught to do in my master's program, which is like advocating for systemic change within our profession and saying, hey, this is a problem. Let's all collectively talk about it and come together and find solutions. And so the other big problem is like, and I pulled a statistic from the U.S., so it's the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it was put into this study done by Columbia University where everyone's saying be realistic. Well, what's realistic is that we have a shortage of social workers. We are at a deficit. We need 74,000 social workers to meet that deficit. And right now we're only adding 32,000 a year. Okay, so, and there was another study done by the Association of Social Work Boards, just came out in July, and basically the summary is 10% of the social work profession, people who are already in the profession are leaving. So we have a massive issue with retaining and recruiting. And there could be a lot of reasons to why that is. But I would argue that one of the ways you retain talent or bring people into the profession is you incentivize them with good pay and career opportunity and lower caseloads and not self-care, but self-advocacy, giving them training on how to manage and negotiate their pay. Maybe we do student loan forgiveness. These are just some ideas that I'm serious about, Taylor's serious about, and that are real. Mm-hmm. That's being realistic, not just, oh, it's not realistic to make 100 grand. So like, oh, wow, This is all real too. So that's my little 2 cents there. And we'll like put down in the show notes, or like in the show notes, we'll put like the studies that I'm pulling from. I'm not just like pulling these numbers from nowhere. So that would be pretty ridiculous. But yeah, that's my first little kind of like, I don't know, reaction to some of that.
Yeah. Like money gives us options. It's how our country shows that they value something, and all of those things could help. Like all of those things that you listed out, helping us negotiate our salary, more pay. I mean, I guess not all of it. You said lower caseloads. That'd be awesome. Student loan forgiveness. A lot of that would be financially, positively impactful to our lives in a way that is potentially unmeasurable, because money is just so intertwined with how we're able to sustain as humans in this work. I remember, I think I brought this up when we were talking to Nikki, but I remember that little meme that I saw that said, when we say it's burnout, social workers leaving the profession, they're burned out, that like puts the onus on us that we didn't do something to prevent it. But when we call it exploitation, we use the word exploitation when people are underpaid and overworked. Yep. So if we start calling this exploitation, that puts the onus on employers and the system that then we can, explore ways to change. Because there's no level of self-care that is going to help anyone who's making $50,000, has an intense caseload, and can't just take time for themselves. We already know that we shouldn't be working this much as a human population anyways. It's just not healthy for us to be working this many hours. But then when you add on the work that we do that is just so emotionally draining, and money talks, and would be super helpful.
And also, just going to throw this in there as well, you've been putting together like a what is it called, your survey that asks
the salary database.
The salary database. There are people on there who make a livable wage. This whole idea that like, oh, it's not realistic. Well, then why are we getting this data that's showing otherwise? There are people making $100,000. It is realistic.
Yeah.
I make over $100,000. And guess what? I'm a mental health therapist.
Yes.
If it wasn't realistic, then I shouldn't be able to make the money I'm making.
Yes.
Maybe you shouldn't be in it. Yeah.
There's a social worker, I just pulled it up. It's on the blog, y'all. socialworkswealth.com. I'll put it in the show notes. But social worker, therapy, private practice, Arizona, making $156,000, and they said they work 30 hours a week.
So this is the thing. Maybe you shouldn't be in a group practice. Maybe group practices aren't where we should be putting our attention anymore. Maybe it should be about, how do I, as a mental health provider, start my own private practice, and it's just me.
Yeah.
And I keep my overhead low, and I can make a livable wage. And yes, it is worth it, even with the taxes. Even with the taxes you have to pay, even with maternity leave. Hello, just did it, came back.
Yeah.
I'm fine. everything's good, right?
Yeah.
Like you can do things and you can save for retirement, all the things. So
yeah.
I think this whole idea, what's realistic, what's not realistic, reimbursement rates from insurance are too low. No, they're not. Well, they are. 100% yes. Yeah, too low. But like they're not so low that you can't make six figures.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
Yeah.
That is just not true. So that I find strange.
The unrealistic
too, like
comment. It's so interesting that word specifically kind of came up multiple times, unrealistic. And I think I just remembered on TikTok. Y'all, I'm on TikTok. I just started posting.
I can't believe you're on TikTok. I love that you're on TikTok.
I don't know if I've shared this on the podcast, but a couple months ago, I just was like, you know what? Instagram is so boring. And I'm just sorry if you and I interact on Instagram. I'm still going to show up there, but no one comments on Instagram, really.
No, it's no interaction.
So I was just like, I'm going to try TikTok. And I started posting and, great engagement on TikTok. If you found me on TikTok, thanks for being here. But I posted a video that has gotten some really great interaction. And I said, if you are a social worker and you make a good salary, post your salary and your job title. Mm-hmm. And so there's been a ton of social workers sharing their salaries. And someone on that post actually said, this is unrealistic or just like this is an unrealistic picture of the profession or something like that. And
interesting.
I thought that was an interesting comment. I think my intention behind that, I have a lot of intentions, but one of them was that in our programs and just in society, it's talked about, I'm sure many of you, Faith and I included, have had this comment said to us where we say, oh, we're social workers, or I'm a social worker, I'm going into social work, blah, blah. And people are like, oh, you're not going to make any money, or
bless your heart. Oh,
bless your heart.
You're like, oh, thank you. Okay.
Or your professor saying, we're not in it for the income, we're in it for the outcome. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, just did that in your ear. So there's already this kind of, quote unquote understanding or this expectation.
Cultural norm. It's a cultural
norm. Yes. Yeah. There's already this cultural norm that, social workers don't make money. And so the point of me posting that, the point of the salary series, the point of gathering these salaries is to show that two things. One, social workers can make money, can make good money. Obviously, we can make money. Yes. Like, you get a job, you make money. But we can make good money.
Good money.
Lots of things, are factors. Location, experience, niche. I mean, social workers can work in all sorts of different places. But I just want to show social workers that there are ways to navigate the profession. And maybe you're stuck in a state that just pays awful, and that's the other side of the coin of talking about the salaries, is us shining a light on these ridiculously low salaries and advocating. So we're advocating for the low salary, for the people who are making low income, but we're also shining a light on, hey, look what you can also do. It's not all garbage. It's not all garbage.
Totally. And it's so important we talk about this and we show that both are true, because otherwise we believe things that aren't true. We believe that things aren't realistic, or we believe that people should be paid a certain amount, or that, and the truth is, well, what does the data say? If y'all haven't filled out this survey that Taylor has, please go do it. I'm just saying, go do it, because we need more data, and we need to publicly show, on a large, data set of people, what do social workers actually make? What do they actually make? And we do so many different things. That's why the salary series is going to be so cool. And it already is something we've been working really hard on, and we've been meeting with so many people who do so many different things. And that's the point. social workers don't just do child welfare and mental health. They do so many things.
Right. And there's tech social workers.
Huge span.
You know,
tech social workers, huge span of incomes. And so like both are true.
Yeah.
And so we need to highlight that. And then also when you're advocating, you don't say, well, I think every social worker, you don't advocate for like just a little bit of change. You don't say like, I think every social worker should make $60,000. You say, I think every social worker, even if you live in a state that only pays you $30,000, should make $100,000. You always reach for farther. Always. That's basic advocacy.
That's the salary negotiation tactic. Also.
So, and then that PhD person could be like, yo, this person has their master's, so making $100,000. I want 120. I want 130. Right. Yo, you use that. So it's just fascinating to me that people are like, this isn't realistic. I'm like, first of all, it kind of is. Second of all, like, duh. Like we're reaching here on purpose.
There's two things, right? Yes. So
right? Do you vibe? Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, no, that was just so funny. But duh.
But duh. Like, again, what did you learn in your master's? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Or in your PhD, whatever. Like, this is basic advocacy, right?
It totally is. Yeah.
You reach.
We reach, yeah. And I also remember on a different video I posted, someone said, social work and wealth in the same sentence is comical. I'm like, why are you shitting on
Why are you
shitting on my brand name? Gosh.
Yo,
but also
they hit hard on your brand name.
They hit hard. Social work and wealth in the same sentence is comical. That's, again, the point is to make it not funny. The point is to make it the norm. The point is for social workers to be wealthy.
Yeah.
What are you not understanding? What are you not understanding?
But this is the thing. Like, when you're doing real social work, you're going to ruffle people's feathers. And that's what I think we're doing, is we're just doing
that's so true.
For the social worker what we do in our everyday, jobs. We're just doing it for our own profession. We're going to ruffle feathers. I'm okay with that.
That's so true. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go.
I was just going to say we're trying to make it the norm.
Yeah. Make it the norm.
We're going to have to do something super just ballsy. I don't know. I can't even think of like a better word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We are
totally.
That is, I don't know if anyone has been a part of just unionization, collective bargaining, like that whole process. That stuff is so hard, and we still need to get my coworkers on the podcast so we can talk about our experience with that. Yeah, someday. But like, people make change in those ways, specifically with talking about unions and getting these amazing union contracts. It's hard. And it's also against the norm, like they are heavy advocacy. And that's something that we're going to need to do for us. I think you and I have just this passion for us to advocate for ourselves, for social workers to finally advocate for the social worker. We are 10 toes down for everyone else, but we need to set aside time, energy, whatever. And also sometimes we just don't have that too. I get it. I'm not trying to say that like we just all need to set aside time for this, and it's hard. I remember going through our like advocacy, and it's exhausting, and it's just a lot of work. And if you're underpaid and overworked, like, what do you have to get?
You don't have the
Nothing.
time. Yeah, nothing.
But there's some of us that do. So anyways, are we going to be leading some sort of, I don't know. When you were talking, I just had like chills and just this vision of us. And, who knows what this is going to become in 5 years, 10 years, like, and what we're going to be able to do for
the social worker. And I think for the profession, and again, it's like we can choose to engage in a broken system or we can try to change it. And so like, I'm I know so many times, for so long, we've just been participating in this broken system that social workers get paid what they get paid, and that's what it is. And we know the roots and we know why that is. We've broken that all down. And so I think it's like, okay, it's time to actually be like, okay, what do we want to do to change it?
Yeah, I completely agree.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's finish off with the money moment.
Money moment.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember when's the last time we've done it, but if you're new here, money moment is just us bringing back the conversation to money, which, I mean, we've been talking about this whole episode, but also us kind of sharing personally either a win, a failure, just a insight, like really anything. So what do you got? What's your money moment?
Okay. I'm just like fired up today. It's a little bit sassy again. It's a little bit sassy. Oh man, everyone's gonna be like, "Wow, Faith, she's on fire." She was a little cranky that day. So I was in a group practice, and one of the things that I was incentivized, or one of the things that was told to me as to why I should stay, is you get maternity leave. You get maternity leave, and if anybody knows, I've been on maternity leave. I'm just coming back from maternity leave to work.
When they were saying you get maternity leave, it's paid maternity leave. That's what they were promoting. Okay,
correct, and like that they help cover maternity leave. So in the state of Colorado, we have something called family leave, where if you decide to, if you have a kiddo or you have some medical emergency, you can take what's called family leave, which is 3 months off and you get paid for it, and you get like 90% of your pay essentially. Unless you hit the max, whatever. It's a math problem, but you get paid. Okay. So I was like, when I remember being like, oh yeah, I do want to have a kiddo. Like that just seemed like nice to have that. And I was really like overwhelmed by this idea of doing maternity leave and like how I was going to swing it. So I just want to say, a year and a half later, here I am, and I decided on my own, because as a self-employed person, you can put money into this family leave system. And y'all, the amount I put in and the amount I got out, like, is awesome. I don't know why that person was telling me that I needed to stay and that it was all this money that, I was losing out on. It wasn't. Every quarter, so I'll just lay it out there, I paid about $200 per quarter. So every 4 months, I paid in $200. And across my leave, I got $13,000. So for 3 months, I got $13,000. I got like $1,100 per week.
And you paid
from the state.
You paid total how
and
much?
I paid into the system $800 total.
That is how you take care of your people. Colorado.
Colorado's a great state.
Colorado. Yeah, Oregon has it too. This
needs to be national. Oregon has it too, yeah. Mm-hmm. This needs to be like a national thing for sure.
Totally. And I feel like Oregon just enacted, I think, last year, so I feel like it's a slow moving thing that states are starting to do, but that is amazing.
Yeah. So number 1, that's my thing. Yeah. That's what I got.
Okay. Awesome. Love it. My money moment is I recently, maybe a couple months ago, I found a free CEU podcast. Cool. So it's called Save the Therapist. I'm shouting out, let me find his name. Don't want to mess it up. Tobin Richardson. He's a therapist. I found him on LinkedIn.
Cool.
But he has created a podcast where you can get 1 CEU for listening to a 30-minute episode. You have to do, like a survey and a post-test, and then you get your certificate. I have some CEUs due at the end of this month, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this out. And it was so nice to be able to just listen to a podcast, and he has some really interesting topics. And also, I'm talking with him soon because I also want to just like hear about how he got this accredited to like offer CEUs. But it was super simple to. He has this platform you log into, you get your certificate, you take the test. I mean, it was so seamless. I'm super, super impressed. And also, it's just another way I appreciate that he's just giving back in this way, We talk about how expensive it can be to like maintain a license, and so anyways, check it out. Save the Therapist. I'll put the link in the show notes.
That's so cool. I love that.
Super cool.
That's a great money moment. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks.